Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Too Opinionated, where today I'm joined by actor Reggie Watkins. So,
Hey,
Reggie, welcome. Hey.
what's up? Well, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Oh my gosh, thank you for coming. There's very few interviews that I do that my son Brett gets excited about. He was really excited about you coming on the show.
That's really cool, man. He's a Call of Duty player.
he's he's a Call of Duty player for sure.
Yeah.
And I told him, I was like, because originally we started this podcast together and we did a lot of the early episodes together, but he's in college and got a girlfriend, he works at the library and he's busy. And I told him, I was like,
you got a college age son?
So he just turned 21.
Oh,
My oldest is 26, and my granddaughter is a year old today. If you can believe
dude.
it. Yeah.
All right, man. You look a little too young to be having all these stats, man. That's a little crazy. Okay.
See,
okay.
I finally was smart enough and hit record before you said that. Now I can play that for everybody. I'm playing that for my wife, everybody. I was like, he said it. He can't take it back. So Reggie, thank you so much for doing this. And I like to start. I got so many questions I want to ask you, but I like to start here. What made you want to become an actor or to get into the entertainment business?
I just always was enthralled in make believe. Being able to it's always been one of my dreams to be a character that comes into somebody's living room every week. You know what I mean? Like, so you grow up with these people. Like when I was watching, I grew up wanting to be Theo Huxtable, right? Yeah, it was like I used to watch that show all the time, and I wanted to be one of the little kids that was on the show. And that just nurtured my love for acting. I wanted to be somebody that people would come to school the next day and talk about. They saw them on TV and they see that episode where they failed the test or they cheated and they got to learn the lesson. Like all that stuff is something I wanted to be a part of. And I just saw how magical it was to people. And, back when we were growing up, right, TV was appointment television. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
There was no DVR. There was no, hell, we had video recorders, but I don't even remember us having it set up to record TV shows like that yet. So we had to be there, and it was just a big deal for people. And it magnified out to, you being in school and people talking about the show they watched with their family the night before. And I wanted to be a part of that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, Thursday night, 8:00, till about 11. That was the night. That was the night. It must see TV. That's right. And to this day, when Malcolm shows up on any show, I'm still like, Theo.
Yeah, man. What was I doing? This is years ago. I had a self-tape audition I had to do. And, I went to this lady who used to record my self-tapes for me. And I'm sitting in there doing my audition and, we're recording it, getting it all done. And I walk out and Malcolm Jamal Warner's waiting to come in after me. And this is the first time I ever met him. And I'm like, I'm here because of you. I'm here in LA because of you, bro. This is so crazy, so cool. And then, years down the line, I ended up being friends. Unbeknownst to me, I didn't know. I was friends with this lady, and it ended up being the mother of his kid. Like they have a kid now.
Really?
A little. I think the baby's probably about maybe 3 years old now. But I was friends with her when she first moved to LA, and then I ran into her again, like a year ago or 2 years ago, and she's like, "Yeah, I got a little girl, and I got a little boy, and it's me and Malcolm." I was like, "Oh, Malcolm, this is great." Yeah, so.
But
cool.
Did you control yourself when you ran into him?
Oh yeah, I was just like,
play that cool.
Yeah, I was cool. I was like, "Hey, good luck." Good luck. Because he was coming for he was putting the same thing on tape. So it was like, good luck, man. But then when I got in my car, I was like, Theo, you know what I mean? It was cool.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's a pretty good story. That's a pretty good story because I don't do a very good job holding it in. If I run into somebody,
it's out there.
I fan out a little bit. I try not to, but the kids always say that they're like, Dad, that was embarrassing. But that's how it was. Like when we were growing up, I mean, I remember cable TV starting.
Oh.
There was no, for a long time, there was no VCR or anything. You either watched it or you waited until they showed it in a rerun. That was it. That was it. So TV was it was a big deal, especially the networks, because you didn't really have anything else.
Yeah. We had NBC, ABC, CBS. We didn't have Fox until like 1990, right? That was like,
I was the biggest Star Trek fan, and they showed Next Generation on Fox when it first came out locally, and the signal was so strong it came in as a double image, and I still recorded those on a tape and just watched it to death, even though there was two of everybody. Kids today, they don't know the suffering.
Yeah, they don't know the struggles. They don't know the struggles we had.
So I understand that you played some football, and you played in college and got injured.
Yeah,
and kind of had to give that up. What was your position?
I played wide receiver in college. Wide receiver in high school. I was a quarterback. In Pop Warner, I was quarterback, and football was just what I did for football and acting. I mean, when I was a kid, I had an agent. I did some I did youth theater when I was small. And little local commercials and stuff. I lived in Denver, Colorado for a while, and I had an agent there. And then I just kept being involved with it, doing church plays and church recitals and things like that. Then when I got to high school, I still auditioned for my English teacher was also the drama teacher. Her name was Mrs. Taylor. And she would always have me. I remember we had drama class because it was one of the electives, and I was like, I'll take it. And I tried to make it off to my friends like, oh, it's just an easy A. But I wanted to be in this class. And so I'm in drama, and I had to act like I was like a talk show host of the times, like Geraldo, Montel Williams. So I was playing Montel Williams and interviewing, right? I'm interviewing some classmates and, going over the top and talking and, interrupting them and stuff. And after class, she was like, you should be an actor. And I was like, I wanted to, but I was like, I can't come to these.
All right, Mrs. Tate.
It's all these theater nerds that are in here. And remember, back in our time, there was a clear delineation between nerds and the jocks and the football cool people. So I was still in that thought of like, I'm not going to hang out with the nerds right now. I can't do that. My friends would call me crazy. So I would go to these auditions. I would audition for the school plays. I would get cast, and then I just wouldn't do the play. I would just go just for the opportunity to be there and audition and learn some lines and do that stuff. But football was my love. Football and acting have always been my two loves. Yeah,
that's awesome. So you've done a little bit of podcasting. I saw that you had a show. What was the name of it?
Well, when I started my own podcast, it was called Talking Sports with the Franchise. Because that was the nickname a buddy gave me when I was playing football.
I like it.
So Talking Sports with the Franchise was my show. And then I recently did a show that's on hiatus right now. It's called The Brothers on Football. And it's 4 black men talking about football from a black male point of view. Also, just a person's point of view.
Yeah.
But we talk about issues that are not really talked about amongst, about black people in the game of football. Black ownership or black coaches, black GMs, things like that. So
I love that.
We talked about that, but we also, gave the X's and O's and, brought our personality to it and talked about the games and the players and who we liked and who we didn't like. So it was a cool deal.
Yeah, that's a very unique perspective. That's a great angle. I love that because it really is underrepresented.
Oh yeah,
especially in the NFL. Well, all the major sports leagues, it's underrepresented. So I love that. Love that angle.
Thank you.
That's good. So it's on hiatus.
Yeah.
So when's that coming back?
Well, as soon as they decide to start cutting some checks, we'll be back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We were getting paid for it. So we're waiting for them to bring us back, and
do you need me to make a phone call? I can get that.
Hey, you make the phone call and make it happen. We'll get back.
If you need a guest, I can talk some football.
There it is. We'll do it.
Okay, so I'm gonna hit you with a couple of football questions. Just curiosity. This is just recent stuff. Who's your team?
Well, then we also got to go into this. When I do watch football, my team is the 49ers. So
all right.
I only watch football right now. Well, not now because I'm not getting paid, but I watch when I get paid because I've decided a couple years ago, when they blackballed Colin Kaepernick, I wasn't going to support the NFL anymore unless I was getting paid to talk about it. So I'm not getting paid.
That's fair.
So I'm not watching it, but I still watch the sports shows in the morning, so I know what's going on.
You know a little bit about what's going on.
I know what's going on. So shoot your question. I just got to make sure I put that out there so people know.
Yeah. I'm glad you did.
Yeah, my team is the 49ers. We enjoyed a lot of success when I was younger. And then we had a little renaissance, in the past.
Yeah.
When we got to like the 2000 till 2013. And then we went back down. Then we came back up, last year. And that was the year I came back to watch them football. Got to get to a Super Bowl. And then we figured out that we just need a better quarterback. And
and he's been hurt too. That hasn't hurt.
But you watch the game long enough, you figure out you either have to have a franchise quarterback or you have to have the greatest defense of all time. There's the only way you're
right.
going to, the only way, the greatest defense of all time or on that level, or you have a franchise quarterback and a good defense. That's it.
It's the 49ers, when I was growing up, I mean, they were just so lucky because they had Montana forever. And then as soon as he leaves, Steve Young comes along.
Man.
He's
my favorite. Steve Young was my favorite.
Let me tell you something. Steve Young on Tecmo Bowl.
Couldn't
stop him. I mean, next to Bo Jackson, he was probably the best player on Tecmo Bowl.
Unstoppable. Yeah. Steve Young, my favorite quarterbacks of all time. Steve Young. And literally just because I love quarterbacks who could do everything, like run, pass, do the whole deal. Steve, I always liked Montana, but Steve was my favorite 49er quarterback. Randall Cunningham was my dude.
Loved Randall Cunningham.
Man, Randall was amazing, especially in his Philadelphia days. I used to love that dude. Aaron Rodgers. Up until just recently when Patrick Mahomes showed up, I thought Aaron Rodgers was the greatest quarterback I'd ever seen.
Yeah, right. That's fair.
Michael Vick, his 2012 season, that one season when he was with Philadelphia, he was phenomenal. And I thought maybe that guy might turn into what we thought the quarterback position would evolve to be in. But those are my five greatest of all time.
That's pretty awesome. So I loved the Raiders growing up, and I was a big Jim Plunkett fan. That's how long ago. Sorry, but then the Raiders, they had Marcus Allen, Bo Jackson, Willie Gault, James Jett, who was a West Virginia University graduate. I was just that was the team. Of course, they haven't been real well. And then they also had a little while they had Jeff Hostetler, who came from West Virginia.
I remember Jeff Hostetler from the Giants. I remember that.
From the Giants, and then he played a little bit with the Raiders, but they haven't had a really solid team in a while.
Yeah. I guess they're looking okay now, though, right? They're looking okay now, are they?
They're okay. They've got a chance. We'll see if they can get.
Well, they got a chance to do what? To lose,
to make the playoffs.
To lose in the first round,
to lose in the first round. That's exactly right. They're not going out. It don't matter.
Nobody's beating the Kansas City Chiefs, and Patrick Mahomes is playing. It's just not gonna happen.
I agree. It's not gonna happen. Now, the question I have for you was, if you had seen this nonsense with the Jets, where they blitzed the quarterback when they had a chance to win.
I didn't see that. I didn't see it, but I heard about it because one of my friends is a coach for the Jets. So
really,
and so I didn't know.
You have to find out for me.
We have a group chat going, and then all of a sudden, one of my buddies messaged like, "Oh, this one must hurt." And they had a video where they were recording the game on TV, and my buddy is on the sideline. You see his face go from, and they did it in slow-mo. It was one of the funniest things I ever seen. Yeah, my buddy is Andre Carter, and he used to play for the 49ers.
Yeah.
Played for the Patriots, played for the Seahawks, Washington, and now he's a coach for the Jets. And yeah, he's been going through it the past couple of years. But yeah,
sometimes these coaches can outcoach themselves. I mean, I don't know much about coaching, but when the only play is a Hail Mary, I don't know that blitzing's the. And they did it twice. So like they blitzed and got lucky, and nothing bad happened, and then they blitzed again.
Yeah, I heard. Just unbelievable.
Do you think Kaepernick will get back into the NFL at some point?
I don't know, and I would love I've never been somebody that says he deserves a roster spot, but he deserves a chance to get a roster spot. That's all.
I mean, I have no idea how good he is now, but at least at the time, he was better than a lot of players.
A lot of people. And right now, hell, the guy on the Raiders, what's his name, the backup, Nathan Peterman, that guy's trash.
No, he's terrible.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so if that guy has a roster spot, at least we should be looking at somebody who is playing in a way that a lot of quarterbacks now are playing in the NFL. Why would you not be looking at that guy? And so that's the thing I hope that they rectify. And, because NFL is supposed to be a meritocracy. Sports are supposed to be a meritocracy.
That's
the
right.
best players, the most talent is supposed to get a chance to play.
Right.
And when that doesn't happen, it just, I feel like the fans aren't getting their money's worth. And, it's the other players aren't getting their money's worth.
Yeah.
So I hope he gets a chance, just a chance. If he gets out there and he sucks, then he sucks. And
That's right. That's right. I mean, it's kind of amazing that after everything that has happened the last several years, he's really the only one that has gotten, kind of blackballed.
Yeah.
He's basically been just pushed out of the league. Yeah. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I can't believe that a team doesn't at least sign him as a backup. I just don't. I think he should be a starter, but I just.
Yeah. I mean, but we shall see. And I hope they do, because I'd like to come back and watch football. They give him a chance, or just at least apologize and say, yo, we did this. We're wrong. You know what I mean?
We screwed up.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you need. So we'll see.
So before I get into this, just, all these questions from Brett on Call of Duty,
okay.
I think the first thing that I've seen you in on TV, and there's a few, was Justified.
Justified. Yeah, man.
You were great on that.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
that was a great opportunity. Great audition. You should remember these auditions and these, when you go into the room and when you come out and that you book something, like I went in there and I auditioned for a bigger role. I auditioned to be, if you remember, in that arc of episodes, I think it was like 3 different episodes that I kind of was in. And it was the Harris brothers. It was Wood Harris and Steve Harris were playing the bigger. And so I auditioned to be one of those guys.
Okay.
Have a friend, another guy they were going to cast was going to be my brother. And we were going to kind of have that communication and be in these episodes and do the big stuff. But then they ended up booking, they just offered it to the Harris brothers. So of course they took it. And then they called me after my audition and they said, hey, we'd love to offer him, another role though, because we really liked him. It's like, oh, so dope. And I got to get there and, I'm working with Timothy Oliphant, and that dude is
he's awesome.
Cool, man. He's so cool. Just like really chill, funny. Wood and Steve Harris, I got to sit with them and listen to them talk about stories. And I love Wood Harris. I remember watching that guy from everything. What's that? Remember the Titans? I remember watching that movie.
Oh yeah.
And then The Wire, where
oh my gosh,
dude,
best shows of all time, right there.
Yeah, man. So I got to sit there and chat with him, and then and then Steve Harris, from The Practice, and I'm sitting there talking with these cats, and it's just a really cool environment, and the show was great. Cammie Patton cast it, and I love Justified. I thought it was just
that was a great show. I was talking about must watch TV. That was awesome.
Really good show.
Awesome show. Did I say now? I'm probably wrong about this, so I apologize ahead of time. But did you have a little part in Community?
Yeah.
Really? I was like, I was talking to my wife, and I was because because we were a little late on the Community thing. That was one of our COVID watches. And I was like, I'm pretty sure he played like a security guard or something.
Yeah, I was a security guard, like really quick on Community. And I think my scene was with, I know Joel McHale was in the scene at the end.
Yeah.
And the lady who was like the other star of the show, I forget her name, and I think she was just on Glow, that Netflix show. I think she was
Alison Brie.
Yeah, I was Alison Brie and Joel McHale. And it was just a cool opportunity, cool episode.
I thought that was you. I was like, I should have went and looked, but I was like, I'm just gonna ask. I didn't have a chance to check. So I was like, I think that was him. And then the other one I wanted to talk to you about was Bosch. So when you first got on that show, I thought you were just terrific. I was talking with some of my buddies that watched the show, and I said they should let him do more. They should give it. Well, then they promoted your character.
Right. Look at you. You're all on it, man. I love this. That was a cool one too. I think that was my first time ever reading for Bosch, and I went in and it's another time. It's like for actors. I don't know if when you talk to actors on here and if they've ever talked about their casting experiences, but usually especially when you got to go into the rooms, because we're not in the room now. We're doing all self tapes.
I know, right?
You just feel that if you do something good, you're up to the mercy of whoever's getting the tape and how they feel. But when you're able to get into that room and you do your work and you prepared it and you're just immersed in it, you can feel when you leave like you did something really good. And like I did the Bosch and I walked out thinking, I'm booking this job. Like you feel it, right? You feel it when you walk out. And sometimes you don't. Sometimes you walk out and you're like, it was whatever, or it could be cool. But sometimes you walk in, you walk out and you're like, I booked that job. And yeah, it was so cool. I got to work with, again, from The Wire, Marlo Stansfield. Jamie Hector plays Marlo.
Yeah.
I got to work with him and Titus Welliver. Both episodes were with the Stars. With the first season, I was in 3 episodes or 4. 3 episodes, and I was with the Stars, and that was like really cool to be there and work with them.
That's
and
awesome.
Just, and then one of the directors of the episode was Ernest Dickerson, who did Juice, one of the movies that wanting to be into, the film business. And like, it was just so dope to be there with them and see that. And then they gave me a promotion in season 5 and I got to do more. And I didn't die, and they're filming right now. So hopefully if they're watching this, Henrik Baskin.
Yeah, let's bring him back.
Yo, if you're watching it, let's go. Bring Webster back.
I've got an actor buddy, Chris Uffland, and he's got a spot on the new season. He's just thrilled to death. It's just a little 1 episode guest spot, but he was thrilled to death. And so I sent him a note. I was like, hey, I'm interviewing a guy that was, he's a regular. Got a position in the department. That's what I was gonna say. You're still there, and you're a detective, so
I mean,
they should bring you back. I was thinking too, Titus and Tim from Justified, both Deadwood actors as well. So that's kind of neat. You have had a good opportunity to work with just some outstanding actors. I mean, The Wire, Deadwood, Justified, Bosch, those are just great shows.
I worked with Lily Tomlin, man. Like, I got to play a mechanic fixing Lily Tomlin's car and sat with her all day offset, talking and listening to stories. Amazing. Yeah.
That's amazing. Man. What was the show? It
was a movie called Grandma.
Grandma. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love
Sam Elliott is in it, and he's phenomenal.
Yeah.
There's, everybody. Marcia Gay Harden is in it.
Yeah, we love her too. Sam Elliott, I think, is the reason that we watched that one, because
he's great.
Elliott, anything he does.
Yeah.
But that cast was amazing. Yeah, I didn't realize you were in that. That one. That's you've had a pretty solid run. That's pretty good. Those are tough to top.
I've done a little
bit. Let's see if one more. I'm a big Nathan Fillion fan. You're on The Rookie.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
cool.
that's
I didn't get to
another
work
one.
with him, but I worked with Eric. My Lord, I'm forgetting his name. Eric, who plays one of the other cops, and there's two of the lower cops,
Yeah, the rookie cops.
not the other cops, and really great opportunity to work and shoot. And
Yeah.
the director, the writer were great. The director was phenomenal, and he's directed. He was one of the directors of The West Wing. So really cool to work with him, and we're Twitter friends to this day. I got to look him up because I forgot I haven't talked to him in so long, but I got to hit him up and say, hey, what's going on? I know he's working now.
When you're on these type of shows, I mean, I don't know anything about showbiz, but when you're on these type of shows and you're meeting these talented people and writers and directors, I mean, that has to help your career.
Yeah, you would think, as long as it can help and hurt. If you show up there and you show up late, it hurts. If you show up and you don't know your lines, it hurts. But if you show up, you do your job and you stay authentic and talk to people, and a lot of times you're on a TV show or a movie, you're in your trailer most of the time.
Right.
But I always tried to be somebody who wasn't sitting in my trailer. Like I wanted to be out by Video Village, watching, listening to people talk shit, stories. Like that's fun for me. It keeps you, involved instead of
keeps you engaged.
In your little world by yourself, just doing nothing. I always want to be around and just learning, watching the shots they're getting, what didn't work, what worked. I just want to be around it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So the other one, this will be my last one. Then we got to talk Call of Duty. You were in a pivotal episode of This Is Us, or a couple maybe. Was it one or was it a couple?
I was in a couple episodes. Yeah, I was in the I first got introduced as Toby's best friend, and I'm in season 1. That's season 1.
Yeah, it was if I remember right, it was the episode that they kind of confirmed that Jack is dead.
Yeah,
that one. Everybody was speculating. Yeah, and they kind of you see the urn in that one.
Yeah, so I did that, and then I came back, and they had me there for the Vegas bachelor trip and the wedding.
Yes.
I'm giving it away if people haven't watched it. If you're not watching it, I don't know who hasn't
shame
watched
on you.
I know, right? But yeah, they brought me back for a couple, and then I haven't been back for a while. But hey,
you're still Toby's friend.
I'm not dead. Toby's still alive. Toby's got friends, so hopefully we'll come back. But that was just a great opportunity, great show. I actually read for Randall's role, and then didn't get that. Of course, they gave it to Sterling Brown. But then a couple of weeks later, I read for this role, and they gave me that. So
yeah, that's really awesome. That's really awesome. So so the new Call of Duty.
Yes.
Let's see, Call of Duty, Black Ops, Cold War. Did I get that right?
War. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're Sergeant Lawrence Sims. Is that right?
Yes.
All right. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
It's amazing, man. Like, I grew up wanting to be in video games. Like I wanted to be on TV, but even more than that, I played video games. I mean, I had an Atari, I had, Nintendo, I had Sega. Yep. I wanted to be in a video game my whole life. And now I'm in a video game, and it's my face, my voice. It's a dream come true.
I know, it looks just like you.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It's phenomenal, man. It's crazy.
We've been lucky enough to talk to a few, voice actors, but the who they're playing or in the cartoon or the video game, whatever it is, it doesn't look like them. And usually it doesn't sound like them, but your guy, it's you.
Yeah, it's me. I was fortunate to be one of two people, actors who it's our likeness and our voice in the game.
Yeah. How did that come about, and what was that like when they told you, it's actually going to be you in the game?
Yeah, I had no idea. I thought I was just coming in here. I was gonna, I booked the role, and I showed up to set, and we got to they were taking facial scans and pictures of me and all kind of stuff. And I was just thinking, hey, this is part of doing a video game. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. And then after we got done with that session, the casting director was there on the set, and she came over and she was like, hey, just so you know, they're using like your face and likeness for the character. And I was like, what? She was like, yeah, it's going to be you. And I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. I was blown away. I mean, blown away, excited, but so excited. And I couldn't tell anybody, right? Because we're under strict NDA. Right. Can't talk about it. Can't tell anybody. So I got this secret that I'm about to be in one of the biggest games in the world. And it's going to look like me. And I can't tell anybody. You
do have a copy of the game.
Oh yeah, Activision sent me a copy of the game, some swag and all that stuff. They've been fantastic. Yeah.
See, now this is what I need you to work on. They need to do the same for me, but all I need is I just need a brief moment to be in it. It's got to look like me, and then I need to just suffer like a hilarious death.
All right, let me see if I can work on that. I'll call some people up. We'll see.
Call some people up because that would capture exactly what I'm like trying to play those games. That's what happens. I show up and it's just an embarrassment. It's like if you give me an Atari, I'm pretty good. Still pretty good. Or like we have in our podcast studio, we've got a NBA Jam arcade game.
Oh,
pretty good on that.
But
nice. You give me those daggone controls and stuff on these new game systems, I am terrible. I mean, it is an embarrassment. It's just like you get on, I'm the one that's just constantly respawning.
Yeah, I'm not a good gamer either. Like my son plays Call of Duty, all the time. That's his thing. I play chess on my phone,
right.
And poker. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. What's your son think about you being in the game?
Oh, he thinks it's dope. We were having a conversation about it last night, talking about the difference. Because I'm always asking him questions like, so what does this mean season 1? What is that? He's like, oh, well, this is what happens here. Or, what is this Warzone? And it's the first year they did it last year. And he knows it like inside out. I wish he knew his schoolwork like he knows the game.
That's right. Does he get mad at you and like take it out on your character on the game?
No. He's excited. He's excited. Him and his friends are excited. It's cool. They play all his friends.
I know you're the cool dad.
Yeah. So it's
that's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. So I got some, Brett's the gamer. Okay. So he's giving me some questions. So I'll try to, hopefully they'll make some sense to you. Cause I know your character, he's kind of sarcastic. He's a tech guy. I know a few details of the game. He works with what's the Adler? Adler's the guy who's supposed to. Yeah. Because I've played some of the other games. And I love the zombie modes and all of them.
Okay.
Fun. Even though I'm terrible, those are fun. So, all right. So Brett, these are his questions. Are there plans for a sequel to this game? All right.
I can't say anything. I don't know. I literally don't know. But I hope there is. But I can't.
Brett, I think he knows. just give a wink if you can't say anything. Okay, so hopefully this makes sense. He wanted to know, why did they recast Mason and Woods?
That's another thing. I'm not privy to it, right? I don't know why they changed or why they did anything or what the difference was, because I didn't know the world before this. So I didn't know who those other people were. I heard that the old Mason, I believe, was Sam Worthington or something. So
I think that's right.
Yeah, so I don't know why they changed or what happened, but I'm glad they did, because I got to work with the new guys, Damon Allen, who's fantastic and is my boy. We were on the phone the other day. I love that cat. And Chris Payne Gilbert, who plays Mason, is my boy too. I love these cats. They're just amazing actors, and they brought their own, their own take on it, and it was just phenomenal, man. So I'm glad they switched it up. I don't know why they did, but I'm glad for it.
Well, and my understanding is this game takes place in between Black Ops, the first one, and the second one. There's like 4, but it takes place in the early 80s.
Yeah. It's Vietnam. They go through Vietnam. They go through the Cold War of like the late 70s, early 80s. Yeah, it's
all right. So this is just one of mine. So the nickname for your character was the Unfortunate Son. What's that about? Why are you unfortunate?
I don't know. I think it's just because of the trauma that happened, for us in
Yeah.
Vietnam. It was the trauma that happened for us in Vietnam. And my dad was military, a lifer.
Right.
And then
And
I go,
he dies somewhere in there, right?
yeah.
Or
And then I
supposedly dead.
go and I'm, I go into the army, and then I'm in the CIA, and then I'm in Vietnam, and shit is hitting the fan.
I know that Adler, he keeps coming back to get your guy. He's like, you
Yeah.
got to come on another covert mission. We gotta
Yeah.
go save the world. All right, so let me see where I'm at. Well, you may not know this one, but Brett is speculating that this is the start of a soft reboot. So that's why they're recasting, because they're actually rebooting it a little bit. Any thoughts on that one?
No thoughts. Don't
On you. See, you're going. Once you find out, you got to come back.
I'll tell you, your son is asking. He's asking some great questions.
I just can't
answer.
Yeah, he's for our website, he does the blog for the website. So he reviewed the game on the website and has speculated about some of this. It's pretty. He's a film major and a writer.
Oh,
I'm biased, but I think he's pretty good. But so he's put his thoughts on there. So that's why he was so excited. He's like, it's a great game.
Yeah.
Great game. So the other one, you may know this one. Is this was the shortest game. Any thoughts why they made it shorter? He was wondering if it was COVID related.
Yeah, I mean, I will speculate that COVID had a lot to do with it, because we had a lot of stuff that we still had to figure out. We still have some scenes that we needed to shoot that we weren't able to do because of COVID. So that shifted everything. I mean, but they did a phenomenal job getting everything still up and running and going when we just went into bunker mode, basically. For months, we weren't able to be around each other, weren't able to do anything.
Terrible.
And then, so they weren't able to do our mocap anymore, but they started sending out kits to our houses, and we were able to record the voiceovers in our homes and redo some of the voiceovers we needed to get done. So yeah, it was like a time crunch, and
I'm sure
they handled it well. But yeah, I think COVID affected, just like it affected the world, it affected the game, not being able to put everything that they wanted to get in there. But I think they did a fantastic job of getting it done with the time crunch that they had and the unforeseen obstacles. Just a lot.
Brett said that the gameplay, the visual effects, he said they're just amazing. And the other modes, the Warzone, Zombie, he said those are great too. He loves the game, so that's pretty good. All right, I think that's all of them I had from Brett. So not too bad. I'll at least be able to tell him. I was like, he's not saying Brett. He knew, but he basically said just no. So I wanted to talk to you about I got two things I want to talk to you about. Let me ask you about Lincoln Heights, because you got to play opposite Chadwick. And talk a little bit about that and that experience. Obviously, we lost him way too soon. He's such a talented actor.
Yeah, he was great. It was my first job, my first television job, my first TV show. And I got to set, and I didn't know he was going to be Black Panther. I mean, this was way before. So we're both just young dudes chilling on a set. But I do remember, so a funny story is we were, I played a scene where I'm an escaped convict, and he's a cop, and his dad is Russell Hornsby, and they're chasing me down the 7th Street Bridge tunnel in Los Angeles. Yeah. And this is my first job. And so I'm thinking I forget about the acting, and I'm thinking about the running.
Right.
So I'm running, and I'm just trying to beat this guy in a race. And I'm like,
yeah.
So we do the first take, and I'm just gone. He can't catch me. We do the second take. Gone. He's not catching me. He pulls up, and he's like,
come on, Panther.
He's like, he pulls up, and he's like, man, I'm supposed to catch you. What are you doing? And so I understood, he's the star. I'm just a co-star. Play your role. Let the people catch you. Get back into what you're doing. And we got the scene done. But while we're on breaks and we're on the set, where I did notice that he was, just a different cat was, he's talking to the director. I'm eating lunch and we're talking about, other things going on in the world and yada, yada. This dude was all he kept talking about was the scripts that he was writing and what he wanted to do and what he wanted to produce all the time. And he's just like, oh, I got a couple scripts I want to send to you. And to the director, I'm like, gee, this guy doesn't quit. Like, he's just, you know what I mean? And then we invite him out. I invited him out once. He came out to have drinks with me and some of my buddies. And, we're out there at the bar trying to, just talking, hanging out, trying to hook up with some girls and everything. That's what we do. We're like 28, 29 years old. This guy is sitting there talking to us about films. I'm like, yo, dude, what are you doing? But that's the kind of cat that he was. And, I noticed that from the jump. And he was just a cool cat. And we didn't stay in contact like that, but we had each other's number. And the funny thing is he would text me occasionally, right? And he would say so I remember the last text I got, it was like, yo, so we'll meet at the Hollywood Bowl, on the RSVP side or something. And I was like, what? This is after Black Panther. I'm like, well, Chad, are you right? And then I was like, oh, so Chad, what's going on? What are you talking about? And he messages back and he's like, oh, my bad. This is for Reggie Hudlin. Sorry, Reg. And just sting a little bit. But I was like, man, you bastard. But cool cat, and I'll remember those. And it happened a couple times where he would text me accidentally because Reggie Hudlin was actually his director for Thurgood. And so they would be, he'd accidentally message me. He didn't have it saved as Reginald Hudlin or whatever. And I just remember those messages and
that's awesome.
And fondness, man. Yeah, he was a really cool cat.
Yeah. Did you reply back and be like, hey, just remember I'm faster than you?
I should have.
He was so amazing because he was obviously so sick and he was still making movies.
Yeah.
It was just amazing. And Black Panther was such a career defining role.
Oh, yeah.
It was just kind of groundbreaking. That was a real shame. And I saw Lincoln Heights on your IMDb page, and I was like, because I've seen some of those because it was on. I don't remember how long it lasted on TV, but when it first came out, I watched some of those. I just don't remember a ton about it because it's been a little while. But it was wasn't it like a CW show or Fox or?
It was on ABC Family.
ABC Family. Yeah. I was trying to think where because I knew it wasn't the main network show, but pretty good show, and it had a good cast.
Yeah, it had a good cast, really good acting, good storylines. It was good.
Yeah, it was really good. So I wanted to talk to you about the Valley of Change, which is just a fantastic idea and organization. So is there, what can you tell us about that? What made you come up with the idea, and what exactly is that about?
Oh man, well, Valley of Change is a nonprofit organization that sprung up from the civil unrest that was sweeping the nation around the murder of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. Yeah. And I've always been involved in activism, and just been involved in politics, knowing what's going on and talking to people about it. And so when this happened, I really wanted to get out there and stand up and do something. But, we're in the midst of a pandemic, so I was worried about COVID. And then I had my son, and I saw in LA, there was a lot of, there was rioting and fights happening with the cops. So I didn't want to bring my son out to be involved in that. But then we heard in our neighborhood, in the Valley in Los Angeles, on a busy intersection of Sepulveda and Ventura, there were some people out there holding signs and just, protesting. And so I wanted to take my son down there. And so we went down, we made some signs. And as we're walking down, we're getting a bunch of honks. And he starts asking me about racism and how do we combat it and, and stop it. And what do you do? And how do you change it? He'd never really talked to me about that kind of thing until we had this moment. And so it just inspired me once we got down there to stay involved in it. And I got there and everybody was like really spread out because they were socially distant, but people weren't talking to each other or, really engaging. And so I just went and started talking to everybody there because that's just what I do. And I started talking to everybody. And then I met my co-founder, LaTora Green. And by the end of the day, I was giving a speech to the crowd. And then the next day, they gave me a bullhorn when I came back. And I started And then every day, you know, we started talking, me and LaTora started talking about starting a nonprofit. And then I had a friend who came up with the name, The Valley of Change, and it was just perfect. And so, you know, we started Instagram and email and Twitter and then a website. And we had a fantastic husband and wife team, Kyla Garcia and Rick Patrick, who, you know, showed up to the protest and they just kept coming. And then I found out that Kyla used to do brand marketing for companies. And so she was like, I can run the Instagram page. And I was like, that's perfect. Awesome. And her husband makes websites. So he made our website and we've been working together ever since. And it just keeps growing and keeps growing. And now we're just an organization that, you know, just wants to keep people knowing that Black Lives Matter and also letting people know that you got to do the research for yourself. You know, you can hear a slogan like Black Lives Matter. And if you watch certain outlets that only feed you things that say Black Lives Matter is a bad organization, then that's what you're going to see. But if you actually do the work and you find out and you research, you'll see that just like anything, there's always going to be some idiots a part of some crew. You know what I mean? There's always going to be some bad people with bad intentions on some sort of level in any huge mass movement, right?
Yeah.
But you can seek that out if you want, but you can also look for the positive movements and people who are actually trying to make change, which is what not the Valley of Change is doing, and letting people know that Black Lives Matter and that we have to raise up the least of us in our society so that we can be a great society. We always have to take care of people who are being marginalized and underserved. And we've just finished our 5th community feed where we're feeding the homeless. We're trying to get people involved in local elections. And we're just about local politics and changing the neighborhoods and changing the communities, making sure that we're doing for the people before we're doing for the big corporations.
Yeah, I absolutely love that, and I love that you're doing things for the homeless. Los Angeles has such a terrible homeless problem, you know, and worse now from what I'm hearing because of the whole COVID situation where there's just so many people that are out of work and a lot of people losing their homes and places to live. It's awful. Yeah. So that's terrific. That's terrific. So if our listeners or our viewers want to learn more about it, or if they want to help, where do they go?
Well, I would love it. You guys want to help and get involved, you can reach us on Instagram at The Valley of Change, all one word, The Valley of Change, and on Twitter at Valley Change. And you can hit our website, thevalleyofchange.org. And, we'll get you involved in what's going on. We'll keep you updated. And our Instagram is just great, full of fun and just, new facts about different cultures and, just seeing us have a good time and helping people. That's what we're about, spreading love.
Yeah. I love that. Especially, this has been such a hard year and there's so much animosity that we have between people that, anything that can help bring us all together or bring us a little bit closer. That's outstanding. So congratulations on that. That's great. But Reggie, this has been so much fun. So now you have to come back. You have to come back.
Let's do it.
We got more to talk about. So before you go, is there anything that you have upcoming that we can keep an eye out for you in?
There's some more, NDAs that I can't really talk about, but I got some stuff, that's coming. I did some work with DreamWorks that should be coming out pretty soon in the new year. So, I'm excited for that and just going to keep working, keep going, keep progressing, and just keep, trying to come into people's households every week.
That's right. I learned we're producing some audio drama, so I have learned what a side is. I didn't know what sides were, so I know that. So you take those sides and then you do your. That's where you kind of get your cue of what to record to send that in. So I'm learning a little bit about that. I don't think I could. I would be better if I recorded myself than I would be in person, but neither one of them would be good. Acting is not easy. You think it would be, but it is not. That is a hard job. Tough job. So I'm assuming since you were running in Lincoln Heights that you're completely recovered from the college injury.
Yeah, well, I mean, not completely. I'm not as fast as I used to be, but I can still move. If a dog's chasing me, I'm gonna get out. Right? I'm gonna get over that fence. I'll be okay.
Where can people find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram and my personal, Coach with Reg, all one word, Coach with Reg, and on Twitter at Reggie Watkins Jr. And there I am. I mean, and I got a YouTube. I just rediscovered my YouTube because people have been subscribing to my YouTube now. So Reggie Watkins on YouTube, and I post like little fun stuff every now and then.
You got to put stuff up on there. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Reggie. This has been just a blast. I knew it would be. I knew this was going to be fun. So yeah, thanks for coming on. And please, once you get close enough where you can talk about some of those, come back.
Will do. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. All right, hold on just a second. I'm going to hit pause. All right, so that was Reggie Watkins, and just what a great guy! Oh boy, that was fun. That was fun. Just an energetic guy, so talented. He's worked on so many terrific projects and just with some outstanding people, and you can tell he's just excited. He loves to work, and it's just that was infectious. I really enjoyed that one. So hopefully you did as well, and. I think he knew a little more about Black Ops than he was saying. I'm gonna call him after and see if we can get a little bit more out of it. No, that was terrific. Thank you guys so much, as always, for tuning in to the show week after week. We know there's a lot of options out there. Really appreciate that you take the time to do that. Please check us out on Facebook under MeisterCon. You can find us at our website under meistercon.com. Definitely subscribe to us on YouTube under MeisterCon Pod. And, we're in our new podcast studio. We're still renovating. We're still furnishing a little bit, but we're close. But if you'd like to help us out, we'd really appreciate that. It's not easy doing these podcasts. So any help that you would like to give, we would be appreciative. You can go to patreon.com/MeisterCon, get some early access, some free content, for your trouble, and we appreciate that. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you again next time. Bye.